My name is John Daniel Deppa. I'm a junior associate broadcast producer over at EULCS in Berlin, Germany. I joined the Riot team back in January, so I've been with us for one season. And on international events, I work here in the BSI space, the backstage interview space.
Hello, I'm Candace. I'm from LPL and I'm now officially host for LPL. Actually, it's a bit of similar because I'm doing interview post-game of LPL regular season, and now in Worlds I'm also doing interviews post-games.
My name is Jonathan Alvarez. I've been at Riot for 4 years. So I work at the LAX office in Los Angeles and Santa Monica. I'm an event coordinator. I run the NSCS front of house. So I do all the fan activations that they have outside. We have cheerboards, everything's set up as ticketing. We do security. I also do checkups on security. Logistics for swag that needs to be provided and brought into the studio to give away. A lot of data entry as well.
My name is Emil Janison. I'm from Sweden originally. I work in the Riot LA office. I'm a live producer for the esports operations team. I've been working at Riot since 2011, June 2011 I think. Started off in player support, and then I worked for the Network Operations Center, and then eventually I transferred into esports.
Meu nome é Marina, eu trabalho na Riot Brasil por quase 5 anos e o meu trabalho lá é ser player management. Basicamente, eu cuido da parte de ecossistema da liga e de tudo que envolve times e jogadores.
I'm Janet, I'm the team captain for Worlds this year. I've been at Riot for about 7 years now. So I work in the LA office. I've also worked in the EU office for 2.5 years. Now I'm back and working on Worlds right now.
I'm Alex LaPlante, or Alela. I'm from EU. I'm an esports events coordinator. My regular job is on the ULCS. I do logistics, anything from catering to security to fan interaction. That's my jam.
I have covered all Riot events since 2013, but I was also at 2012 Worlds as a spectator. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so what, 6 Worlds? And all the MSIs, but it was also then All-Star. So a lot of events, maybe 30 Riot events overall and a lot of others in between. I can't keep count.
2016 when it was in LA, it was in San Francisco, Chicago, it was also in New York at Madison Square Garden and back at Staples. I did Worlds in Wuhan, Guangzhou, Shanghai, and Beijing last year, and now I'm here in Korea.
My first event was Season 2 finals at Worlds there when CLGEU and WE actually had an internet fiasco. I was just as a shadow intern there, but now I guess I am here being the team captain for Worlds.
I grew up in Chicago, and I moved to Boston to study television production, producing for television specifically. And while I was in Boston, I worked not just at my university after I graduated, helping out with their television production studios. I also worked over at WGBH, which is an NPR affiliate as well that's located out in Boston.
I used to work for the German military as a civilian in the Institute for Microbiology. I did administrative tasks. I joined Riot about 2.5 years ago. The change happened because I loved League of Legends. I've been playing since before Season 1, so I'd been organizing events like LAN parties, viewing parties for esports, and cosplay events. And 1 year, Riot didn't come to Gamescom anymore. I think that was 2014. The cosplay community was really sad, so I decided I can do it myself, so I set up a cosplay booth for League of Legends fans, and that gave me an impression of what the events life is like, and I really enjoyed it, so I was like, I need to switch up, and I applied for Riot, and they took me.
Before Riot, I actually worked in the more business, financial industry. I was doing a lot of industry research and forecasting, but I realized I really hated my job. So it was pure luck that I found Riot. I found Riot through a friend. I joined in recruiting initially of all the places, but I really wanted to become a lot more hands-on with the gaming and work, and that's essentially when esports was really just starting.
Antes de entrar para esportes, eu morava na Coreia e nesse meu tempo morando aqui, eu comecei a ir assistir as ligas e prestar mais atenção. Eu assisti um pouquinho de StarCraft no começo, mas eu não me interessei muito. E quando eu voltei para o Brasil, eu me inscrevi para a Riot e eu quis, desde o começo, fazer parte do time de esportes.
I joined Blizzard when I was 18, right out of school. But before that, I worked in a call center. I'd be one of the guys who called you asking if you wanted to sell your car. It was pretty relaxed job, but just a lot of customer experience came from that. And I worked in a sandwich shop, just making sandwiches and doing dishes.
So I actually played League of Legends before working at Riot, which was something I strived for. I wanted to work at a video game company since being small. It was a little difficult just because my family didn't really back me up on wanting to do something like this, and ended up showing them how it's actually something really big and popular, and now they're happy for it.
I've been working for League of Legends for 2 years, since 2016, and I have see the advertisements on the client, and so I just applied for the job there. I am doing my job like the broadcaster in radio, like music radio things. Hello, this is music radio FM 3.5, and then I see the advertisement on the client, and I'm thought that whether I would like to be the one of the esport interviewer, or I would like to be the radio reporter or radio interviewer or radio broadcaster, and I'm just decided to be one of the member of League of Legends, one of my most favorite game here. I think it's kind of a little bit difficult for me because there are a lot of professionals in League of Legends. I have to learn, I have to study, but I learned my English most part during my high school or university, because I'm graduated from Communication University of China and I major in broadcasting in English. So this I learned from.
In this case, my role completely changes. This world, I'm doing international content coordination, which means I'm making sure that all of the regional Riot features teams get the content they need to publish stuff.
For international events, I switched from being part of the normal broadcast production side, so I'm less involved in the stories that are being told. I don't work with shoutcasters as much, and instead I joined the world feed team. What I do here as a backstage interview producer is I take all of the interview requests from all of our broadcast regions, take the players that they want, try to coordinate the players, coordinate the translators that we need, and make sure that everyone in a 10-minute span of time can get an interview live on broadcast.
Most of my work today is related to project management. I help the tech team manage the tech projects like improvement for tournament realms and networking projects that we work on, improving the network for tournament realms or network for the studio that we have in LA. If we run into any big bugs, we're responsible for the ones that are reporting the bugs and following up with our league operations team and development teams on those. We also are the ones that run the chrono break when those happen, which is a big part of working the desk, is staying calm when there are crisis situations like that, and just being able to communicate well.
Quando eu venho para o Mundial, geralmente eu participo da parte do planejamento, de tudo que envolve jogadores, e dessa vez eu estou participando da parte de mídia, ou seja, ver quais jogadores estão sendo sobrecarregados ou não, selecionar quais jogadores vão fazer quais entrevistas e ajudar as regiões para que todas tenham acesso aos jogadores.
My day job every day is to make sure the planning for Worlds goes as smoothly as possible, that we meet the deadlines. We're working with different teams to actually create this awesome product. But my job here is a little bit more of a firefighting, making sure everything goes smoothly, that there are no interruptions, and that we can actually have an amazing show.
In the regular year, people only see us on camera 2 days in the week, but we actually, the other 3 days of the week, we spend in the office to prepare, to do voice coaching, to do statistics, to do graphics, to do video, everything. And at Worlds, people might think it's very glamorous that we're always at the events, but actually we just sit backstage on a table with our laptop. We watch, we talk to the producer, who are we going to interview, what should we ask him, and stuff like that. And then watch as many interviews that all the regions do. Look into the stats, make sure you ask them the right questions, because you don't get a lot of chances. Maybe you only interview someone once, so you only get one shot.
Features days are a mess. It starts with the timing, obviously, making sure that all of the Riot and Garena teams know what's happening, that they can sign up. Then we have to work with player management to coordinate the team's arrivals and make sure everything is set up. So that's coordination with production. You need to coordinate shuttles. You need to make sure that there's food and drinks available, sometimes even the location. So it's a lot of planning to make sure something like that happens.
If you look at all the broadcast crew, there are like hundreds of people that are around, of which some of them are here and a lot of them are also back in LA. When it comes to interviews here in the backstage area, there is responsible people for every language. So we have the LMS, we have the LPL, we have the LCK, we have Brazil, and we have the English broadcast. All of these people have, of course, translators, people who take care of them, people who have to get the players, cameramen, soundmen, producers. So yeah, it's made sound easy, but it isn't easy.
Ficar tanto tempo num evento assim na estrada é um pouco exaustivo, porque você nunca tá de folga, porque sempre vai ter jogador, sempre vai ter problema, sempre vão ter coisas que o pessoal vai precisar, e aí você, como porta-voz dos jogadores, tem que estar sempre em alerta.
So I've been here since just about the end of September, starting with play-ins. You know, I'm used to it at this point. It's nice to get together with the team and just be a team here. But obviously it does suck a little bit to be away from home for so long. But yeah, I'm used to it, and my family's used to it at this point.
Well, being away for a long time is like, it has two sides. On the one side, I'm very happy to travel, because when I was young, I always wanted to travel and I thought I would never be able to, because of course it's very expensive. Now that I do this job, I get to travel, and there's also always a lot of people here that I don't see very often, so it's nice. On the other hand, I can't have a cat or a dog because I'm always away, and of course I miss my family and my friends.
Working in Korea is incredible. It's a little weird when you do international events, just because of the fact that you're in this new city, this new country that I've never been to, because I didn't do a lot of traveling before this role, but I don't get a lot of chance to walk around and tour because I'm constantly working on the show. So on those 1 or 2 days off that we get every few days between stages, it's really nice seeing the city around us, but otherwise it just feels like a normal day of work.
This is my first time as coordinating international content. It was a lot of meeting people. It was a lot of finding out what the difference is between like post-game interviews and backstage interviews. This is the first time that someone not from Central was doing it, so it was a lot of late night calls or early morning calls with different regions. It was a long process, but I think it worked out.
So the backstage interview area is really busy. For the first stage of Worlds, we had 10 regions that did 161 interviews for the first part. And now that we're halfway through the second stage of Worlds in groups, we've done 130 so far, and we're on track to go above 200 for these 8 days. So definitely busy, definitely exciting though.
In regular season, we have the home away system. So I have to fly all the way from China or all around China to fly to Beijing or Chongqing or the cities there. So I'm kind of like this kind of life. And I didn't think I would be like homesick girl here. And also I got my boyfriend with me. He also is the caster from LPL, and he's here too. So it's okay for me.
I'm Korean. Or my parents are Korean, even though I'm born in the US. So Korea is a lot easier for me, but even then, being away from home, being away from family, it really does take a toll. You're living the hotel life for about 6-7 weeks throughout the year, so it's hard, but I have amazing colleagues. We have an amazing show, so it's still pretty fun.
Just going out together, as you know, having dinner together and working together, it really brings the team together. Once a year, well, Fermisai as well, but you know, for Worlds is when riders from all over the world come to join us, even our IT guys from other regions, our light producers from other regions, and our network and systems guys. Nice to see each other again.
and these memories that really last forever. And even as a fan, these are the memories I hope to create. So that's my favorite part of Worlds.
I forgot all my Brazilian words except for valeu and obrigada. So I'm sorry about that, but I love you guys as always. I love the Cblol, and I hope that at MSI and at Worlds next year you get through to the group stage finally, like it was a couple of years ago. I've been missing that, so bye bye. I love you.